Hi guys, welcome to my Skyworks Juice video. This is Robin. I'm just going to take y'all walk through my back door here onto my deck. See, we haven't put the chairs out yet. We haven't even set up, and it's beautiful out here. But I wanted to show y'all my gardenia bush here. About 3 years ago, I cut off a twig and rooted it in the house and planted it, and this is it today. And it's the gardenias are blooming, and I believe we have a raccoon living under this part of the house here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Something's living under there because it's digging out and we've seen a raccoon, so that's why I say it is. It is so beautiful out here today. My yard's not very fancy. I got a lot of weeds growing into pots. Oh, I wanted to come out here because they knocked my bird bath over, and I wanted to see if they put my rocks back in, and they did. Remember, this was the bird bath I used to raise my tadpoles that we found in the pool one year. And these rocks here, these actual rocks, they look like roses. And this man at the Air Force Base at their thrift shop brought them to me. I think they're the coolest thing ever. In fact, the other day, I found an earring in one of my Goodwill boxes made with this stone. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know what's going on here. My yard floods, so when it does, sometimes this plant rots, and they didn't trim it. Why they didn't trim the dark pot, I don't know. But here's some more of my stones. They just knocked it over and left it. I guess the last time they came in here, they picked it up because their boss came. But they should have picked it up and covered this part with whatchamacallit, pine straw. I can't even think. I should take some of these rocks and paint them, and I haven't done that yet. Daryl's so funny this morning. He was following me all the way around everywhere. Did you ship this? I said, no, honey. Not yet. It's not time yet. And then I came in my she shed, and he followed me to my she shed. I told him to go upstairs and get the shower so we can do a jewelry video. So we're going to do that next. This year I'm going to need to repaint all my metal wall art here. It's pretty rusted out. It's hard for me to see what you guys are seeing because the glare on my screen is so bad. Yes, I've collected all this stuff through Goodwill, believe it or not. I've got it all the way down my fence. This fence is older, and I made them move the stuff they had against it because I told them you're rotting my fence out on the bottom. So they moved it. We haven't opened the pool yet. It's still blah blah. I'm wondering if I really want to walk back here. Sometimes there's spider webs. Let me do this to knock them down before I get there. Just teasing. Oh, more wall art. This is the newer part of the fence, and we did this right before, well, we did right before all this inflation hit, before COVID. And the guy did a wonderful job on my fence. And my husband, I think, flew with him for years. And he offered to do the rest, and you can see it's unleveled from there on out. And we told him not yet because we were still trying to travel and go places while we can, and now it's too expensive to do it. So anyway, here's a big old oak tree in my yard. Hubby wanted to cut down. I wouldn't let him. How dare him. This little plant over here, and see, there's some I had potted, but they kept knocking it over. See those little twigs? Those were all rooted and everything. And this one's rooted. I can't even get it out of the jar anymore. But this little plant right here, I believe my mother gave me, and they keep chopping it all the way down. It keeps coming back because they chop it down because of the winter kills it. But it's very pretty. Good grief. Hear that rackus? That's a squirrel. And this is a wild tree growing. Everybody keeps telling me it's a magnolia, but I've yet to see a bud or anything. And it's really too close to the fence. And when I asked them to come cut my trees down, they didn't cut that one down. And it's going to eventually probably be a problem with it being right there against the fence, but it's so pretty I hate to cut it. So we haven't cut it yet. This is a wild, this little tree next to the big oak tree is a wild crepe myrtle. Seeded from somewhere. Oh, you see that? That is takeout container. It was probably in our trash can. Because you see our gate's closed. So it's an animal back here getting into our garbage, and you know how raccoons are. They will get into your garbage. So I'll have to get that. Anyway, I wish I could give you a feel of YouTube because the warmth of the sun and the cool breeze is just fabulous. Look at that thing. This one has white flowers on the end. So yeah, we haven't cleaned up the backyard. This stuff here, this pile of bricks, they took the bricks out of my flower beds when they put the pine straws in that keeps the grass from growing. But look there. My girlfriend gave me a twig of that, and I planted it, and it's growing everywhere. It dies out in the winter, and it comes back beautifully in the summer. Let's see if I can see where it is here. And the side of my house right here, I don't have any flowers, any flower bed. Y'all are getting a full view of my, let's see if I can, there. This. And see how full it is here. My friend has since passed away many years. She was my best friend. I had it growing back here, but oh, my son keeps his trailer here. And there's some there growing in a crack. So, yeah, don't look at this part. He can't have it in his neighborhood, so he leaves it at my house, but he told me he's going to sell it, so I hope so. Let me go back to the garbage. We don't have a HOA here, thank goodness. Everybody's kind of free to do what they want with their homes. And everybody relatively keeps it nice. And some houses, you know, sometimes have problems for a while, but the people aren't having problems. And once they get out of it, they fix it and clean it up. This is another gardenia tree I rooted. And it's flowering too. And it was just little twigs off of, well, it came off of that one of my gardenia trees I had here. I'll show you the one, it's not even flowering, that it came off of. That flower my mother gave me, I didn't realize it got so huge. And this is like going up to my front door. And it dies every year in the winter when there's the frost and comes back beautifully. And I don't know how many yard men have wanted to tear it down when it's dead and saying, oh, this is dead, you want me to dig this out? I'm like, no. It comes back. Here's my gardenia that's blooming that I planted. Again, this was another one that I had rooted. And this was one of the plants I'd rooted from. There was one by the door and it's half dead. I need to... This was one that I rooted from. Here's a bud here and some buds there, so it will flower eventually. My azaleas are gone for the year. And what else? Oh, I think my roses came out and they were here when we got back from our trip. They've kind of died down now. But this is a little rose bush my grandson had given me on Mother's Day one time. It blooms every year. And the plant it's intermingled with has little tiny white flowers like baby's breath, so it's really pretty when it's in its prime. Now you see these little stubs here? That was an azalea bush and they just hacked it right down to nothing because they didn't know what they were doing. This was another yard people I had in here. So I did have azaleas around in this area. Right now I have nothing. They just threw these extra pieces of stuff they had. They were supposed to give me some dirt here too, but they didn't. Oh well. We're going to get it growing. I'm going to get out here and put some weed and seed. I think Wednesday because it's going to rain Thursday, whatever. You know, weed and feed or feed and weed or whatever it is. It makes your yard really pretty. If you do it every spring and every autumn, you'll have a luscious yard. And when you don't do it, this is what you get. Bare space, bare patches. And that's from some of the animals, the insects that eat the roots of the grass or whatever, because we really don't walk on that. You can see over here it's in good shape still, but it may get some patches too if I don't get with it. There's a little patch there. This is real shaded, but it's beautiful out here. I just wanted to share. There's lots of squirrels and birds and you can hear them. I don't encourage the little birds to come to my yard because the last time I did, the hawks got them. So there's really not enough space, hiding space for them here. I would need tiny bird houses where the hawks couldn't get to them. Maybe that will be a project. Okay, I'm going back because the front door is locked. This house is almost too much for us to care for anymore. But I'm not moving because it would be a nightmare. And if I can't get up my stairs, I'll put me in a chairlift, I guess. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Grab yourself a nice cup of coffee because we're going to be doing a jewelry thing next. Whew. And sorry for the loud noise. Like I said, we haven't really cleaned up our deck or opened it up yet. Or you can see this is what we have to deal with every year when we open our pool. There's water on top. You can treat the water on top and just let it fall in. We try to get it all off and pull it off with the liner. And this year something, oh my gosh, that hole even looks bigger now. Let me see. Yeah, I'm terrified something fell in there. I'm hoping it's a stem or something. I don't want to see what they find when they open it up. We'll be draining out all the water and redoing it. I'll probably be buying a new liner for the pool. Anyway, welcome to my backyard. And there's the canopy of tree that's over my pool that my husband drives him wild. This tree here is in really bad, it's in bad shape, but it blooms. And it's in our neighbor's yard, and they haven't cut any of their trees. And they've got some ones that really lean and everything and huge, and so we're hoping they one day can afford to do something. It's a young couple that bought this. The older lady that lived there, her husband passed away and she moved. And some young people bought that home. I don't know how young people afford it. But anyway, going back inside, and we'll see you guys in the jewelry jar. Bye now. Oh, let me leave with a nice look. We'll see y'all soon. Bye.